All right, so we are back live. Look like we had some kind of internet glitch on my side. So we're gonna resume right from where we were. Hold on just a second. We gonna resume right from where we. All right, we're gonna resume right from where we were. I ain't holding back. we resume right from where we were. I'm gonna finish reading the letter, and then I'm gonna come to your comments. I was able to snapshot the super chats, so I'm gonna go back and be able to read those too. All right. So let's get back into this letter. I've been breaking this letter down piece by piece. And I'm telling you, this stuff that this dude is saying in this letter is very narcissistic, and some of this stuff is it's his own narratives. It's his own narratives. Again, I've already covered the fact this man said that he wanted to make this America's team again. It's already America's team. He also says that he don't want to be held to closed door negotiations. No, he don't want to be held accountable for something that he did that was wrong. Talking to Jerry without his agent present. Then he talks about the fact he laid it on the line for this organization. When this organization is very well is going to lay it on the line for him, has already given him a contract. He's just waiting on an extension. And he said he stayed quiet. But how's this staying quiet? He's still going. Now, this is where I was. He said in his third year, he wanted to get a deal done. So he wanted to jump CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott because obviously he felt he was more valuable than them. This is exactly what James Slater pointed out. Why should Micah Parsons have jumped over CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott? And I'm having a hard time believing that his agent would have done this. I mean, if I'm his agent, fire me. There is no way I'm letting you do a deal this early. Maybe 1 year early, but after your third season, no. I'm not doing it. You need to get one more year in. But it says after the season. It said, unfortunately, the team did not want to start any negotiations at that point. Of course, they had more important people in front of you. Dak and CeeDee Lamb. It says, I was okay, didn't complain. Why should you? Why do you want credit for not complaining? Why would you be complaining? You should be sitting there going, yeah, those guys need to get paid. Also, Diggy Zua, those guys, they need to get paid. Why would you be complaining? He says, after the season, I told my agent once again to let the team know we were open to negotiate when they met at the combine. My agent informed me I should wait for other deals to get done. Really? Really? Because this is the very reason why I don't think he'll let you do it early in the first place. Do y'all see Micah Parsons' problem if you're not paying attention? Micah Parsons thinks he knows more than everybody around him. I alluded to this before, and I'm saying it just straight out. He thinks he knows more than everybody around him. Bro, don't hire an agent if you don't want him to do his job. Don't hire him. Don't hire him if you don't want him to do his job. Do your own deal. Get one of your homeboys to do your deal so you can control it. His agent said, no, don't do a deal. He says, my agent informed me I should wait for other deals to get done because the price would only go up, but I didn't care and wanted to secure myself as a Cowboy long term. Why hire an agent then? If you didn't care, fire your agent right there. Just fire him and say, hey, I want to do a deal right now, Jerry. What do you want? This is dumb. I'm telling you. This was before any of the other pass rushers deals got done. Bro, you should listen to your agent. And I said this before. Listen to your agent. That's what you're hiring him for. Let me get to the second part of this thing. Hold on. I'm telling us what we're reading is a very narcissistic perspective of a person on themselves. It is crazy to me that a person would think that they are the ones who make the Dallas Cowboys America's team. I've never heard nobody claim that. That's incredible to me. That statement is incredible to me. And I can't believe more people aren't tripping on this. It says, after the season, I told my agent once again to let the team know we were open to negotiate when they met at the combine. My agent informed me I should wait for the deals to get done because the price would only go up. He said this was before any of the other pass rushers. He said, I knew I would be leaving money on the table, and I was okay with that. He said again, radio silence as far as my extension. In March, I met with Mr. Jones to talk about leadership. So y'all believe in this? Y'all believe in this? I'm not believing this. This is like going over to an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend's house, and you know full well if you go over there, something's going to happen. If they're there by themselves and y'all know y'all kind of still got some attraction to one another, I don't care if you're in a relationship, and y'all know y'all still got some attraction to one another, you're dumb enough to go to your ex's house without your current spouse or your current girlfriend or boyfriend, your husband or wife. You're crazy enough to go over there and be there with them alone, and you think nothing happening? You fooling yourself. If you're not reading between the lines, Micah is telling you he was anxious to get a deal done. And if he's going to go and talk with them about leadership, he wouldn't expect the contract to come up. Y'all got to stop. We got to stop with this stuff. This letter is so self-indicting. I don't understand how anybody could be fooled by this letter. This letter is an indictment. He said somehow the conversation turned into him talking contract with me. Yes, I engaged. So you couldn't say, I'm not going to talk about my contract? What stopped you? What stopped you from talking about your contract? It's like somebody going over their ex's house and said, it just happened. No, you could have left at any time. You could have left at any time. You chose not to. He's using words that alleviate him. No, bro. Yeah, you engaged. It takes two to tango. I engaged in a back and forth in regards to what I wanted from my contract. Hold on a second. Let's read between the comma and the but. But at no point did I believe this was supposed to be a formal negotiation. This sounds like somebody that don't want to accept their guiltiness. So if you tell me what you want on that contract, and then I put everything in that contract you want, and then you take that contract back to your agent, and your agent say no, you don't think I'm going to be perturbed? You go to your ex's house and something happened, and then you tell them that you're going to break up with your current your current spouse, your current boyfriend or girlfriend, that y'all can go to dinner on Friday and you don't show up, you don't think they're going to be mad? He wants no accountability. And I'm laughing that people keep saying he has zero fault. He says, at no point I did not believe this was supposed to be a formal negotiation. So why are you talking then? And I informed Mr. Jones afterward. My agent would reach out. Reach out to do what? Reach out to do what? See, the problem is we are taking Micah Parsons' word over Jerry Jones. That's what we're doing. And we're assuming The only thing he told his agent was to reach out. So y'all gonna tell me that after he told Jerry everything he wanted on his contract, after he told Jerry everything he wanted on his contract, that he then didn't tell his agent what he told Jerry he wanted on his contract? I'm lost. I'm lost on how anybody could read this letter and not think, nah, this crazy work. If I was somebody on the outside reading this, I would be like, this is crazy work. I would be like, I see why the other person is upset. I see why this other person is in their feelings. Because the agents work for Micah Parsons. He's acting like he works for the agents. He's acting like he has no responsibility. And this is the very reason why the NFLPA ain't going to have nothing to say about this other than telling Micah Parsons, you are the principal. You're the player. You hired an agent. Your agent works for you. You went and talked to the owner about your contract. And you want us to intervene and be mad at the owner because you told him what you wanted. And he says, okay, we got a deal. And then you go and get your agent to come into it. And then your agent says we don't have a deal. And we don't think Jerry is supposed to be in his people. You can come to that conclusion all you want to. But this letter is an indictment. He said, but when my agent reached out and spoke to Adam, he was told the deal was pretty much already done. Why would he tell him that? Let me give you logic. If Michael has talked to Jerry and told him what he wanted in the contract, surely Michael went and told his agent, David Mulugeta, what he told Jerry he wanted in the contract and what they came to. Surely he told him that. Because when Adam talks to him, to the agent, and the reason why this makes logical sense is that Jerry and Stephen have already told Adam what Micah Parsons told them. This is simple. Some of us just don't know, I guess, how to read and draw simple conclusions. I'm not even reaching on this. This is logical. But Micah Parsons is trying to alleviate himself of all blame. And because he doesn't want to be blamed for nothing, I want out. I want out because I don't want to be held accountable. I want out. Again, the team decided to go silent. No, they're ticked. At that point, we decided we would allow the team to reach out to us whenever they decided they wanted to talk. No. Jerry and Stephen were already dropping these breadcrumbs. Stephen said, Micah, he said, for instance, when it came to Dak didn't want to talk about his contract without his agent. Dak didn't want to do that. But then some players, they'll talk without their agent. Micah likes to talk. And I'm going to show you on a video I did last year. I can tell you, I could tell that Micah Parsons was talking to Jerry Jones. And I'm going to show you by his own words. Because I'm telling you, Micah Parsons' own words are indicting him. It's his own words that are indicting him. And he's basically appealing to a fan base, telling the media, don't hold me accountable. Don't hold me accountable for what I did. Hold Jerry accountable for what he hasn't done. He said again, the team decided to go silent. At that point, we allowed them to come to us and talk when they want to talk. They didn't talk, yet still not a call, email, or text to my agent about starting a negotiation. Up to the day, the team has not had, and I'm pretty sure that says something about no communication. It is laughable to me. It is laughable to me that we are trying to hold Jerry Jones solely responsible for this mess. I'm telling you, this is not like Dak and CD. It's not like Dak and CD. It's not. They didn't talk to Jerry Jones. They didn't do all this talking. Nope, didn't do it. Micah did all this talking, got himself in this position. Micah got himself in this position. It says, and look at this, he wants to continue to alleviate himself of any responsibility in this. He says, up to today, the team has not had a single conversation with my agent about a contract. Not one demand has been made by my agent about money, years, or anything else. I wonder why. Could it be because of what you told Jerry and Steven? And they're ticked that you don't want to go with that? And they're going to decide on their own when they want to come talk to you? Just like you decided, a lot of people are mad at Jerry and Steven, but Micah decided to talk to them without his agent. So Jerry and Steven saying, we're going to decide to talk to you when we want to. He said, still I stayed quiet, but again. Okay, you should. After repeated shots of myself, I'm sorry, where are the repeated shots? This is child's play compared to what they did to Dak Prescott. They were all up in the media talking about Trey Lance. Trey Lance going to get all the snaps in the preseason. Trey Lance. Trey Lance was the biggest story of the preseason in 2024. It is such a relief that this offseason, this OTAs, these training camps, they have been about the team. And it's strange to me, Micah Parsons' timing is impeccable. The timing is impeccable. That he decides the day, and it looks like it's a day off. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looks like it's some kind of day off, maybe. Or there was a delay in practice, whatever. He drops this. Well calculated. He said, I have made a tough decision. I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. I wish you would send me this. I wish you would send me this. I'm telling you, I come from a generation that says where you show out is where you get woe out. I wish you would send me this. I wouldn't say a word. If I'm the Joneses, I wouldn't say a word. I'm fielding calls. I hope the phone is ringing off the hook. He says, my trade request has been submitted to Stephen Jones personally. I guess you went in his office and gave it to him. Couldn't be me. I'm telling you now, couldn't be me. You could have said anything you wanted in this thing, except you don't want to play here any longer. Let's see how good your podcast do when you go somewhere else. Yeah, let's see how good your podcast does, because nobody would care who Micah Parsons is unless he was in Dallas. Would they show some of his highlights? Yeah. They wouldn't care who he is. They wouldn't care who this man is. I'm telling y'all. Let me go back and read some super chats. I did save these from earlier. Forgive me. Well, we had an internet glitch over here in Dallas. All right, I got a couple of super chats. Let me bring them into the screen. Let me read these, and then I'll come to the new ones. All right, let me read this. Okay, Catherine the Kiss, appreciate that $19.99 super chat. Catherine the Kiss said, I told everyone, Parsons isn't going anywhere. He will be paid. Parsons will be a Cowboy. Facts. That's why this whole letter is stupid to me. And I don't think he writes this letter unless he knows he's going to be a Cowboy. Because if this man really knew that Jerry was going to take this serious, he wouldn't have wrote this letter. Because I'm telling you, Micah Parsons needs the Dallas Cowboys just as much as they need him to play. This man's podcast is predicated, I promise you, on him playing for the Dallas Cowboys. Go play for the Cleveland Browns. Go play for the Jacksonville Jaguars and see where that podcast goes. Downhill, nobody listening. Jamal Ism, appreciate that super chat. He said, have they won a playoff game because of Micah? Ooh, you still in my thunder, Jamal. Because I'm going to ask that question towards the end. Michael Taylor, appreciate that $9.99 super chat. Michael Taylor, another $4.99. He said, not saying he can't grow under right leadership, but he is a one-trick pony that talks too much. Yep. I'm in total agreement. I'm in total agreement. You hitting it right on the head. Right on the head. And he thinks he's more valuable than he is. I don't understand how nobody is taking offense. This dude said, I wanted to make the Dallas Cowboys America's team again? What? I'm blown away. I'm sorry. That's a crazy statement. That statement bonkers. What? The unmitigated gall. Man, I'm telling you, this media got this man hyped up in ways that don't even make sense to me. What? Man, this dude, let me read a couple more super chats. Star Guardian X said, Michael, Steven, and Jerry are probably in the office with popcorn laughing right now. Yep, I might have read that one earlier. But I agree. I absolutely agree. Okay, all right, I got them all. I absolutely agree. This is crazy, absolute crazy work to me. This letter, some people must have did very bad in English and English lit. That letter, if you took that letter to a court of law, your butt is indicted. You don't get to not take accountability as a grown man. You're a grown man. The agents work for you. You can actually talk to your owner. You can do a deal without your owner. I don't think there's any rules against that. You can do a deal without your owner. If you choose to do a deal without your owner, shame on you. Shame on you. But don't expect the owner to be for you as it applies to paying you. It is not the owner's job to make sure you're the highest paid player in the league. That's your doggone agent's. That's your agent's job. If Jerry Jones can get Micah Parsons for $10 million a year, I'm laughing at people who saying, yeah, Jerry is trying to mess over Micah Parsons. No, he's doing his job. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? If they can get Micah Parsons to play for $5 million a year, you're going to blame them? Stupid. Byron Joe David, appreciate that super chat. And again, I agree with you. Both sides are at fault. They should have signed him last year. But I'm going to tell you something. If this was a relationship, somebody would be saying somebody led me on. Or if this was somebody who got the wrong understanding, you ever been nice to somebody at your job and then out of the blue one day they ask you out on a date and you like, what you talking about? I'm married. Oh, I got the wrong understanding. You bring me donuts in the morning. We text back and forth from time to time. We eat lunch together. I know you married, but I thought you liked me. Yeah, you kind of lead people on sometimes. You got to draw the line. And players have to draw the line on ownership. You draw the line when it comes to deals. You draw the line when it comes to contracts. You don't be out here talking your contracts. You don't do it. Nisi, what's going on? You don't be out here talking your contract and then get mad when somebody get in their feelings because they thought you had a deal. I'm telling us. Old man Jerry is the 89 younger Maverick Jerry. He is a bit culpable in all this mess. About to be the new old Al Davis. Hey, Big Rumbowski, I'm going to tell you something. I'm really starting to wonder how Stephen Jones would react to this. Katharina Kiss hit that like button. DB Swagger. No, nah, bro. I appreciate you. But you're wrong. If he was standing on business, DB Swagger, he wouldn't have been talking to Jerry without his agent. I said this last year. I'm laughing at people. They're late to this party, DB Swagger. DB Swagger, I appreciate your comment. But if I'm your agent, I'm going to tell you up front. Don't you say a word about your contract without me, bro. And if you do, fire me. I'm going to tell you, DB Swagger, fire me. These agents, I'm telling you when they hire you, they tell you, don't you talk about your money without me to nobody. DB Swagger, I've had a couple of offers. People have wanted to represent me. And they said that if we represent you, you get 70%, we get 30%. Anybody who talk to you, they have to come through us. We're going to negotiate your deal. You know what that means, DB Swagger? That means if somebody comes to me for a sponsorship, I don't get to tell them this is what I want. When I sign that contract, the people who represent me get to make that deal, not me. You don't hire an agent, DB Swagger, and say you standing on business, talking to your agent, talking to the owner without the agent. That's not standing on business. That's street stuff. That's street thug dumbness. I got another word I'd like to use, but I can't use it on YouTube. That's street thug dumbness. Man, when you talking about standing on business like a fight in the street, man, you ain't standing on business when you talking to billionaires. It's a different conversation. You can't talk to billionaires like you talk to somebody at Walmart who step on your shoes. You don't talk to billionaires like that who hold your future in their hands. Nah, man. He ain't standing on business. He's a part of the reason why the business messed up. I don't understand why we're giving this man credit. This man ain't standing on business. Davion Wallace, too many haters was in our space. Facts. Brandon Mahoney, DB Swagger, listen here, Jerry has been Jerry for years. He's not changing. But Micah's getting paid right now. He wants a new contract. That's all Jerry said. We attack Jerry all the time. Say it for the people in the back, Brandy. Nobody's saying that Jerry's not at fault. But what do you expect Jerry to do? It is not Jerry's job to look out for Micah Parsons. It's Micah Parsons' job to look out for Micah Parsons. And the way Micah Parsons looks out for Micah Parsons is stay out of this business. Get your agent to handle your business, man. Ain't no street thug stuff. Man, we run around here acting like, I'm laughing at people running around here acting like this something from the streets. Man, this ain't no doggone drug deal on the streets. Standing on business. Nah, bro. When you stand on business, I let my doggone lawyers handle my business. I let my agents handle my business. Stephen Jones said it straight up about Dak Prescott. When it comes to Dak, he ain't talking no business. Shoot, Dak said you ain't about to put me into the rope-a-dope. Mess around and get me up in here talking about I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. Big Rumbowski said use the softer tone voice when you read the letter G, makes it even better. Man, I'm telling you, this dude is responsible. I'm not saying he's 50%. But I'm laughing at this dude writing a letter asking the public, the court of public opinion, don't hold me accountable. Don't hold me accountable for the part I did. I don't want to be held for negotiating with my agent behind closed doors. Aaron 808, He said, how's Micah teammates going to want to follow his lead after saying he no longer wants to be a Cowboy? Hey, Ron 808, say it again. Let me read it again. How is Micah teammates going to want to follow his lead? After saying he no longer wants to be a Cowboy, he needs to stop talking. Say it again, Ron 88. Man, that's crazy work. I wish you said that to me. I'm just telling you up front. You could have said anything you wanted in that letter, but the moment you said you don't want to be a Dallas Cowboy, I'm sitting by the phone. I'm sitting by the phone. I'm sitting by the phone. Hold on, I'm gonna show you something. I want to read a few comments, and then I'm gonna show you something else here. I'm gonna show you how dumb this is, because a lot of people, their memory is broken. Their memory is broken. And I'm going to show you why this dude, I'm going to show you why Jerry is all on this dude. And why Jerry ain't talking to this dude. I'm telling you. Poobie D said his contract was 4 years with the team holding a 50-year option. Poobie D, he signed it. He signed it. Straight up signed it. He signed the 50-year option. Ron Bowski said, plus you can fill any major needs for 26 at that time as well. He said, don't trade now. Let Micah sit out 25 if you have to. Man, let me tell you something. I'm going to go somewhere with this. Your mind going to be blown. Darren Posey. He said, Micah can't even grab his own sacks in the fourth quarter, shaking my head, talking about some value. Darren Posey. I'm telling us. The media has inflated this dude's head. This dude said he wanted to make the Cowboys America's team again. What? Mind blown. Mind blown. You think, boy, I'm telling y'all. He only saying this because he know he can get away with it. Boy, that statement right there would have had, That statement right there would have had me. I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. Jerry ain't going to do it. Jerry not going to do it. Boy, I don't think y'all understand. DB Swagger, here it is again. I'm going to keep showing you where your statement is wrong. My agent let me. Your agent works for you. So if your agent works for you, DB Swagger, explain to me then why you in there behind closed doors negotiating your own deal. If he worked for you, let him work for you. Don't go in there and work your own deal and say, hey, now go in there and what? What is he doing now? What is he doing now, DB Swagger? This is dumb. I don't care how you slice it, bro. If your agent work for you, let your agent work for you. Don't be in somebody's office making deals behind closed doors. You tell them everything you want. They write it down. Okay, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this. And then your agent come back and say, no, we ain't doing that, we ain't doing that, we ain't doing that. Get out of here. You ain't standing on business. Because a businessman don't talk without his agent. A client don't talk without his lawyer. A man who's his own lawyer has a fool for a client. Straight up. Don't go in there working deals and then you don't, and then all of a sudden now you want me. No. Robert Dudley said again. He thinks he's the smartest dude in the room. That's Micah Parson's problem. Let me show you the steps he took to show you he think he's smarter than everybody else. He goes and tells his agent a whole year early, tell him we ready to negotiate. He then steps out in front of his agent, goes and negotiates behind closed doors with Jerry Jones. Goes on national television. I'm about to show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. I'm going to show you what I'm going to show you. See, I remember. I got memory. DB Swagger, I appreciate you. But I'm telling you, brother, I'm coming with facts. I'm coming with facts. And I'm coming objectively. There is something wrong, and I don't understand how nobody else sees this. There is something wrong with a player that says he wanted to make the Cowboys America's team again, as if it's not America's team without him. What? Crazy work. Yeah, I'm going to show you. See, a lot of people don't realize,
Question about
I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with me since these days. Y'all remember these days right here? Boy, some of y'all been rocking with me a long time, Niecy. Some of y'all been rocking with me a long time. Y'all remember when the room didn't have nothing in it? Room all white and gray? Man, y'all been rocking with me for a long time. I'm telling y'all, I ain't new to this. See, some folk got this energy now. No, I've been had this energy. I've been had this energy.
The highest paid player. I want you to hear Micah Parson's answer. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to deconstruct how stupid it is what Micah Parson said. Let's roll.
I've been had this energy, DB Swagger. Anybody who ain't been here long. Niecy people like her, Robert Dudley, Robert Eames, all these people, I've been had this energy. Watch this.
Does it matter to you if Dak became the highest paid player in NFL history? Does it matter to you to become the highest paid defensive player?
I don't know. Like, it really just depends on the circumstances of, like, who are we trying to get, who's trying to, return. I look at it from a business side also, if we're going to be aggressive and bringing in players to play next to me, because right now, you look at it, I don't know who I'm playing, besides Marshawn and Sam and Mozzie. I don't know, who's going to be in our room with Chauncey and Osa and D-Law, not being here. So to me, it's all about the foundation of the team. Like, how can I create the best foundation and play with the guys who've helped me create a lot of success. Those guys helped me get to where I am, where I could become the highest paid player. So, I would like, for as many of us to be here as possible so we can continue having success, winning seasons. I know we've been injured, but, I don't think that changes the outcome. I think these last couple of weeks and been defining of our, our real defense that's come together, learning a new system. So to me, it's just all about, the aggressiveness on how we look at, free agency and who I want to play next to, because I feel like...
Hold on. Stop the press. So somebody tell me, when did Micah Parson say in this interview it was predicated upon what other edge rushers are paid? Tell me. Tell me when he said that was one of the parameters. When did he say it? He said it depends upon how aggressive we're trying to be. So, hold on a second. Let me freeze this for a moment. Does anybody not realize how aggressive the Cowboys are trying to be right now? Does anybody not realize how aggressive the Cowboys are trying to be right now? The Cowboys went out and got Dante Fowler. Cowboys went out and got Kyrie Elam, Peyton Turner. The Cowboys went out and got Solomon Thomas. The Cowboys went out and got Robert Jones. The Cowboys went out and got Perion Winfrey. The Cowboys went out and got, I'm just telling us, Paris Campbell. You can just go down the line of all these players the Cowboys have brought in. Oh, wait. And the guy who's going to change the season for us, George Pickens. I know we want to tear Jerry up. How is that for aggressive? How is that for aggressive? Murray Jr., Sanborn, some of these people, the contracts are not that expensive. But some of these players are going to lead to expensive contracts. We signed Oso Digizua. We signed Jake Ferguson. You want to talk about aggressive? I think the Cowboys are trying to sign Ty Smith. I will not be surprised if Ty Smith and Deron Bland get done before Micah Parsons. I won't be surprised if they are signed as early as next week. So that's not aggressive. That's not aggressive. George Pickens, that's not aggressive. Knowing we got to pay George Pickens. Because I've already been saying, all roads are leading to paying George Pickens. I don't even think this is about Micah Parsons. This is leading to, all roads are leading to, what are we going to be willing to pay George Pickens? Because George Pickens, right now, and I don't care who this makes mad, George Pickens is more pivotal to this team's success right now than Micah Parsons. The Cowboys have went and got a plethora of players on defense. I'm not saying we would be the same on defense, but I'm telling you this, without George Pickens, we back to square one. We back to Dak Prescott or nothing. I'm not telling you I don't want Micah Parsons. But what I am telling you is that Micah Parsons has overvalued himself. Now, thankfully, I believe Jerry Jones liked Micah Parsons. So he ain't going to move off Micah Parsons, even though this man has a very inflated view of himself. And I know why he does, because the Dallas media just feeds this man's head. Some of the content creators feeds this man's ego. I'm going to keep it a bean. He's a great player. He's a great player. But I'm sorry, he's not the best edge rusher in football, period, in the story. And with what the Cowboys have done, I believe they have put together enough players, not a player, they have put together enough players. And if Micah Parsons keeps playing, the Cowboys could literally go get more players for him, plus set themselves up in the next 2 drafts. Straight up. I don't care who that make mad. No player is irreplaceable. Especially when you're in a situation to where you could literally go get enough players to replace them. Now, a quarterback puts you in a headlock. A quarterback will put you in a headlock simply because they are harder to find. Good quarterbacks are harder to find. This is why Sam Darnold got a new deal. A quarterback flashes and everybody said, no, now we got to give him a deal. Quarterbacks are harder to find. This is why Nick Foles at 35, coming off an Achilles, $120 million guaranteed with the Atlanta Falcons. Quarterbacks are harder to find. Any other player on your team, though, shoo, I wish you would come offering 3 first rounds for another player on this team other than the quarterback. You can go 3 drafts and not find a quarterback. You're going to be hard-pressed to go 3 drafts and not be able to find an edge rusher. Heck, we just brought in Donovan Ezeraku. This dude in 2 years, I promise you, he's going to be a monster. I believe because of Donovan Ezeraku, I don't think Michael will get another deal. The deal that Michael signs this next couple of weeks, that's going to be the last deal. That will be the last deal because the Cowboys, I think they've already worked this man's replacement in the building. They've already worked him in. This dude has flat out overvalued himself to me. No player should be thinking they're the team. No player should be thinking it. And Darren Posey said something, and I was going to mention this at the end, but I'm laughing at people talking about we can't win with Micah Parson. This man been on the team for 4 years. What are you talking about? This man been on the team for 4 years. Tell me what we won in the playoffs. We want to blame it on Rain, Dak, Prescott. Do we understand who's been on the other side? The 52 sack man, where 40% of those sacks have come between the Giants, the Redskins, and the Carolina Panthers. 1 sack in the playoffs. That's not subjective, that's objective. Tell me the play. Tell me the play on Micah Parsons. Tell me the signature play that you said we going to a championship with him. Tell me where it is. Somebody talking about, oh, man, I'm tired of it. I want the franchise to be good. What have we been with him? Dude, does anybody not understand what made Herschel Walker expendable? For as much as everybody was like, man, Herschel Walker is the best thing since sliced bread, what had anybody won with him? You couldn't say that about Emmitt Smith. You got a Super Bowl with Emmitt Smith. Emmitt proved 0-2. You ain't getting one without me. Pay me. What are we getting without? What are we getting if we go without Micah Parsons? Did he make a signature play in the playoffs? Did he get the strip sack fumble that took us to the NFC Championship game? Did he knock the quarterback out and got us to the Super Bowl? We don't see logic. You telling me we can't win without him? What have we won with him? The only thing anybody looks at is Dak Prescott. Have we looked at Micah Parsons' disappearance in the playoffs? Have we looked at his disappearance down the stretch of seasons? Front-loaded sacks early in the season. Where is he? This isn't saying you don't want Micah Parsons. This is saying something simple. Bro, you not the team. You need help too. That's why we went and got you help. People don't realize the Cowboys went and got this man help. Donovan Ezeraku is to help Micah Parsons be better. Marshawn Nealon is to help him be better. Dante Fowler is to help him be better. Peyton Turner is to help him be better. Solomon Thomas is to help him to be better. What do we think they went and got those guys for? To take the load off of Micah Parsons. To allow him to truly become a dominant player. Because, bro, you are not an island. I'm telling you, the media has blown this man's head up. Content creators, Cowboy fans have blown this man's head up. You wanted to make us America's team again? Bro, what have you done in the other playoff games you've been in? Why didn't you make us America's team then? Because I promise you, had you taken us to a Super Bowl, shoo, Jerry wouldn't be sweating it. I guarantee you this man would already be paid. This is nonsense. This is the statement I want you to hear. When this man made this statement right here, for all you folk who keep talking about, ooh, why is Dak not coming out? Dak already came out. Ooh, why is Dak, where is for? Why is he not advocating for Dak? He's already advocated for Micah Parsons. People said, ooh, because Micah has always said, pay Dak Prescott. Okay, tell me who he talking about right here.
You know, you see a lot of times, you know, the highest paid, you know, player, you know, then we say they don't have weapons or, you know, they don't have this. So,
you know what they say about the highest paid player? Do y'all know who the highest paid player is at that time? The interviewer just said Dak Prescott became the highest paid player in the NFL. He comes back right. He couldn't even wait. You know what they say about the highest paid player? Meanwhile, Jerry has now proved him wrong. Not only has Jerry put players around the highest paid player, he's about to be one of the highest paid player around the highest paid player. Strange how that works, isn't it? Don't fix your lips to say something like collagen. You're going to have to wind up coming back apologizing. But he ain't going to do it. He don't want to take no responsibility. This is when this man was talking to Jerry Jones. This is when he was talking to Jerry Jones. Just listen to some of this stuff this dude is saying.
I'd rather just be in the best situation. I at that point, I don't think there's a big difference between 30 and 40 million.
What? Fire me. Fire me. I'm your agent. Fire me. This has to be one of the most irresponsible statements I've heard him say. Somebody talking about the NFL Players Association going to step in on Jerry. What? No, they need to step in on Michael for this comment. Every player in the NFL. Every player in the NFL should have stepped to Micah Parsons on this right here. Every player in the NFL should have called him on the phone, been in his DMs, texting him. Bro, don't you ever say that again. There's no difference between 30 and 40 million. Bro, do you not know how the taxes work on those contracts? Your 40 million is actually 20 million. These dudes get taxed heavily. I did not know this at first. This is why they're clawing for every dollar they get. Because the government is getting half. This dude said there's no difference between 30 and 40 million. All I'm telling you is, this is partially this man's fault. And this man went back on everything he said. DB Swagger said this man is standing on business. Let me tell you something. One of my favorite movies is Scarface. This man said, all you have in this world, and I quote, balls in my word. That's all a man has. My balls and my words. And when you saying stuff like this, your word is supposed to be bond. It shouldn't matter about Max Crosby. Shouldn't matter about Myles Garrett. It shouldn't matter how long we wait. If you say there's no difference in 30 and 40 million, I'm putting that paper on that desk right then. Yeah, I'm putting that paper on that desk right then. He was talking to Jerry. Trying to be the agent. Not letting his agent do his job. I'm telling you, if you listen to this man, his words indict him. His own words indict him.
In my eyes, And that's just me talking like...
Is David going to have to understand that too?
My agent might be mad at me. I even said that, but...
What? So that's standing on business. So you hired your agent to handle your business. But you handle your business. And after you make a muck of your business, you mess your business up, and then you say, David, now go finish it. David calls up Adam, and Adam says, what you talking about? It ain't for you to be making no offer. DB Swagger, can I hit you again? He works for Micah Parsons. So if Micah Parsons tells Jerry this is what he is willing to take, is it for the agent to come back and say we ain't taking it? Remember what you said? Let me. Remember you put in question, let me. So why is Michael now listening to his agent? Why is he listening to him now? Because let me take you back to his own indictment on his letter. I don't want to be held to behind closed doors negotiations. What did you negotiate? Man, I'm telling you, my wife told me I should have been a lawyer once upon a time. You would get destroyed in a court of law. We love the court of public opinion. I don't care nothing about no court of public opinion. I'm telling you, the court of public opinion will have you in jail, no relationship, have you with no job, busted and broke. Man, this is crazy work. We act like this man wasn't talking reckless. Man, I'm going to tell you something. I ain't always been a preacher. You be on the street talking what you, making deals on the street? Shoot, you make deals like this on the street and try to go back. I wish you would go to social media. Social media ain't helping you going back on the deal. No, bro, don't be talking. If you want business, stand on real business. Jerry, I ain't talking to you without my age. I don't want your phone number. That's just like somebody seeing their ex. I saw somebody talking about some stuff on this crazy stuff. You see your ex. You be like, oh, I was wondering where you were. Hey, give me your phone number. Let's catch up. No. I counsel people and I tell them all the time, your ex is your ex for a reason. You see your ex, don't you be trying to get no numbers. Don't you be trying to reminisce, social media, none of that stuff. I say block them. They're your ex for a reason. And if you hire an agent, somebody needs to have a symposium and tell these young players, don't you hire an agent if you want to do your own business. Because you mess it up for all the players when you do dumb stuff. And we're running around here acting like this is the same old, same old. No, this ain't the same old, same old. And Michael just indicated to us again in the letter, it's not the same old, because when they called Adam up, Adam didn't say we don't want a deal. He said the deal already done. Boy, miss me. People can't read. I bet they were terrible in American literature. This man indicted his own self and then saying, don't hold me accountable for it.
You know, for me, I mean, bro, I've already been blessed enough, bro. Like, I can't complain too much in life.
Hold on. You can't complain because God has blessed you so immensely. This is his man's own words. I'm telling you now, you saw that. You see that look on my face? Boy, you see the look on my face even back then. I've been had this energy. We acting like we got here because of Jerry Jones. Man, I ain't caring what nobody talking about. We ain't got here because of Jerry Jones. We got here because of Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons having this buddy-buddy relationship apart from his agent, sitting down talking business. Come on, man. You wanna try to play games? Man, I'm a grown man. I went to Jerry's office to talk about leadership. In some kind of way, the conversation turned to it turned to my contract. You think? Your ex called you over and you thinking it's just gonna be, hey, let's play Yahtzee. No, I don't want to dig up no old romance. I just want to talk about the good times we had, and I don't, because I don't want you. Stop it. Stuff is stupid. Down South Cowboy 504, 3 first-round picks and a second traded. Shoo. Let me tell you something, Down South Cowboy. If I'm Jerry and Steven, shoo. Waiting by the phone. You ain't playing with me. You could have said anything other than you don't want to be on this team no more. Oh, no. And I love what AA Run 808 said. So the team's supposed to follow you, talking about you don't want to play on the team no more? What? Shoot, miss me. I wish you would send me this letter. You gonna regret it. You gonna regret sending me this letter if I'm Jerry and Steven. Alfredo said, why do people want Jerry and Steven to sign out free agents early? For what you know full well that Jerry and Steven ain't signing any big name star free agents. They don't believe in that. They don't. And I'm going to tell you, Micah ain't fooling me. Micah is nothing social media-wise. He'll be a great player when he leaves here. He ain't going to lose his talent. He's going to be a great player. But what has really made Micah Parsons, what has put him out in the media, is the attention he gets off the field. It's the attention he gets off the field. The Bleacher Report ain't calling him unless he's the edge rusher for the Cowboys. You have to be deaf, dumb, and blind to think that somebody's not approaching you when you play for the Cowboys, not because you play. They want the dirt. They want the drama. Everybody talking about Jerry eating this up. Everybody around the Cowboys are eating this up that are media members. I'm going to tell you as a content creator, this burns me up. Because I'm a Cowboys fan first. This burns me up. This kind of bull burns me up. I don't want to make money off negativity. It burns me up. We are Cowboys fans. We're not Micah Parsons fans. We're not. We're not Micah Parsons fans. We're not. Darren Posey says it's funny how Terrence Parsons disappeared. Terrence Parsons was here. Terrence Parsons was here. I didn't know he was here. Robert Dudley, he said, I think his number 11 is a relative to 81. I'm telling us. Poobie D said he probably meant about the Super Bowls as far as America's team. Poobie D, we America's team without Super Bowls. Nothing can take it from us. Kansas City thought Taylor Swift could take it from us. Taylor Swift can't take it from us. You can go get Beyonce if you want to. Ain't taking it from us. Dallas Cowboys are America's team. Period. In the story. Period. In the story. And Nisi, again, I appreciate you, man. Nisi been rocking with me from the beginning. Nisi, I've been on this energy, haven't I? I showed y'all the video. I've been on this energy. Who couldn't have saw this being a train wreck from the beginning? And I am still where I am, DB Swagger. This is 75% Jerry's fault. And the reason why, me and Poobie D, we share the same sentiment on this. Jerry should have signed Micah Parsons the moment he said, I don't have to be the highest paid. DB Swagger, I don't have to dog walk Jerry. I already know what Jerry is. Everybody know what Jerry is. The funny thing to me, DB Swagger, you know what Jerry is, don't you? Micah Parsons thought he was the smartest person in the room. I'm going to be the one to get that early deal. Well, I bet you this, you ain't getting that early deal, Micah Parsons. If you want to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the league, you ain't getting that deal early. Now, I'm actually laughing at people trying to talk about Jerry Jones, knowing full well. Man, I don't care what they say. Jerry Jones is waiting on Trey Hendrickson. And when that man get his deal, you watch what I tell you. I don't believe he gets that deal before Trey Hendrickson signs on that dotted line, because Jerry gonna make sure. For you folk talking about Jerry doing Micah Parsons wrong. How? By about to make him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history? Shoot, miss me. You telling me I can come to you telling me. So wait a minute. Let me get this part right. So you telling me you gonna let me come to training camp and not risk getting hurt? I'm gonna just keep my body warmed up, make sure I don't get hurt. I'm gonna participate as far as the walkthroughs. I'm gonna make sure I'm understanding where I am as far as the plays, the installs. I'm gonna make sure I am where I am on all of this. Because after Trey Hendrickson get paid, you're gonna make me the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. I can handle that. I can handle that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell my team, hey, y'all don't sweat this. Y'all know how this goes. Y'all know how this goes. Don't sweat it. Jerry gonna take care of me. Don't sweat it. Sean Shizzle, there ain't nothing else to talk about today. They wouldn't let us even release videos. Nobody's watching them. The only thing anybody want to talk about is Micah Parsons. So if people want to talk about Micah Parsons, well, I'm gonna talk about it. They ain't gonna like what I'm saying. They ain't gonna like what I'm talking about. I'm going to give it to you straight up and down, no special effects. This is the doggone Dallas Cowboys. This isn't Micah Parsons. This is the Dallas Cowboys. This is the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm laughing at people who say that this brings negative energy to the team. No. Talking down and bad about the ownership and not holding Micah Parsons accountable for his part. Shout out to Jane Slater. She said they both need to look in the mirror. The one thing, and the one reason, DB Swagger, you said I'm dog walking Micah Parsons. No, I'm telling the truth. I don't have to, quote unquote, dog walk Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones knows the part he played in this. Jerry Jones has not, I don't know if anybody's noticing this. Jerry ain't denying the part he played in this. He ain't denying it. Jerry is clearly showing us and telling us him and Stephen Jones are very perturbed that they had a deal on the table with Micah Parsons. And they're saying something. DB Swagger and anybody else. It is not the Joneses' job to get the deal Micah Parsons wants. It is their job to get Micah Parsons signed for the best deal for the team. And Micah Parsons said already it depends on how aggressive the Cowboys are trying to be. Well, I got news for us. Outside of his contract, of which he's under contract, signed the 5th-year option, he's on the hook for what, $22-25 million? And everybody says, oh, he wants to be here. He's here for the leadership. Yeah, and he also don't want to miss $30,000 to $50,000 a day for not being in training camp. Tell me I'm going to miss $50,000, $30,000, $30,000 to $50,000 a day. You think I'm not going to be there? I'm there. And if I'm there for my team, I'm not dropping this dumb atomic bomb on my team. Telling my players, my team, I don't want to be there no more. What? You tell me anything you want to. I'm a player on this team. You say that, I'm looking at you different. I'm looking at you different. Yep. I don't care what anyone say. I'm looking at you different. Bro, you can say anything you want to, but Jerry ain't the team. If I'm Micah and I'm Dak, I'm like, man, come on, bro. You're going to get paid, man. If people ask us, we're going to say the same thing. We with you. Micah said it. CD said it. I mean, Dak said it. CD said it. Dak said he needs to be paid. For all these people, I was laughing at people talking about, where is 4? What? Oh, because he's not a football player. Y'all want Dak Prescott to be a content creator. And y'all want Dak Prescott to all of a sudden start putting all his energy towards Micah Parsons. Okay.
Super excited for what he's going to do and what we're going to do and just the growth in our connection.
Dak, Todd Archer with ESPN last year. You and CD had your contract deal this year. It's with Micah. How do you guys deal? How did you deal with that? What do you think the best way to deal with that stuff is?
Introducing the
I mean, it's an every year conversation, whether it's myself, Zach Martin, CD Lamb, now Micah Parsons.
Let me ask y'all a question. I thought about this a few days ago. I think the Cowboys, let me ask y'all. Do y'all think the Cowboys should have stood on business with Zach Martin? Hall of Famer, love Zach Martin. Can somebody explain to me what we got out of that deal? Only for this man to hit the Cowboys for early retirement and the Cowboys are going to be on the hook for money. People be fleecing the Cowboys. And we don't even talk about this. I mean, be fleecing the Cowboys. Maybe Jerry and Steven are tired of it.
It's part of it in a sense. Now, it's something that I will.
What you say, Dak? It's a part of it in a sense. Why? Because it's the game and it's the business. Brian Schottenheimer's been saying, don't let the business get in the way of the game. And then people talking about, ooh, Brian Schottenheimer's culture is under attack. What are you talking about? This has no bearing on Brian Schottenheimer's culture. Brian Schottenheimer has got in the head of this team. This man has explained to them, this is the business. That's all it is. And Micah Parsons' note today, the only thing it was a negotiation tactic. A dumb negotiation tactic. And I might could have even got with some of it had you not said you don't want to be on the team no more. Man, I'm telling you, I got different energy when you say that. Even if I'm a player, I'm sorry, I got different energy. You ever been in an argument with somebody you love? They go low and you go to hell. So you got to be careful when you start going back and forth with people. You mess around and say some stuff you can't come back from. Somebody go low and you don't go below the belt. You go to hell. I mean, you go to hell on them. And you say something so heinous, that person ain't talking to you no more. And they mean it. And they don't look at you the same no more. I'm sorry. I'm reading that note. I'm seeing immaturity. I'm seeing a lack of leadership. I'm seeing childishness. Bro, it's one thing to be mad at Jerry Jones. But it's another thing to take your anger out on Jerry Jones, take that anger out on the team. For you to say you don't want to be on this team, and for you to say you want to make this America's team again, y'all can tell me anything y'all want to. I can't rock with you the same no more. You ain't built for this, in my opinion. You ain't built for this, bro. You play for the Dallas bleeping Cowboys. We are America's team. You don't make us America's team. I'm looking at you different. Dak said it's a part of this. Dak, what are you talking about? Dallas Cowboys. Y'all can like it, love it, or hate it. Many of us have profited from this very stuff. It is what it is. I don't know what else to tell us.
Wish that any of us are going through, absolutely not. But I think Mike is doing a hell of a job with it being here. He's a great teammate, showing up, obviously not just on the field and being focused, but whether it be in the camaraderie, hanging out, dinner. He's not just doing it to sign off and say, hey, Jerry, look at me. But he wants to be out there practicing. And honestly, I'm glad he's not. He can't do that to himself. That's the business of it, and that's the business of a holdout. So I do think he's taken some great steps of being here. I don't know if there's a correct way to handle it, to be honest with you. I will say that I think he deserves to get paid, think he should get paid. And
for all you folks that said that Foyle has not advocated for Micah Parsons. Now, Dak just said something. He said he don't know if there is a correct way to handle it. But I bet you if you got him behind closed doors and asked him about that letter, I bet you he would tell you that's not the way to handle it. I bet you he would tell you that's not the way to handle it. To say you don't want to be on the team no more. How do you come back from that? Other than the fact that Jerry probably isn't taking it serious because, contrary to what people think, Jerry Jones has very thick skin. I mean, it might be a little might be wrinkled up, but Jerry got very thick skin. Jerry probably heard Micah Parson say that, and then he probably laughed about it. Like, yeah, I know he's frustrated. We hadn't signed him yet. Let him sweat. We ain't sweating it. Look at all the publicity we're getting today. We ain't sweating it, and we still not going to sign him. I bet you if you ask this dude behind closed doors, he'd tell you that's not the way to do it.
Ultimately, if I'm going off of the history of what I've seen, he will get paid. Hopefully it's sooner than later.
Boom. Boom. Bro, you gonna get paid. Katharina Kidd said it earlier. You gonna get paid. Don't indulge. Hold on a second. I'm telling y'all, these players, we got to give them credit. They've been here and done this stuff. CeeDee Lamb. What did CeeDee Lamb say about
him to just throw him anywhere, and I feel like that's where we're getting to in this offense, and just being able to attack and just to continue to attack until the end of the game. I feel like that's what we're trying to do here. Stay in shape, stay conditioned all 4 quarters, and then we'll see what happens at the end of the fourth.
Mike is going through a very similar situation you went through last year. What's been kind of your message of support?
I'm sorry. I'm calling out the media. They're being disingenuous. This ain't the same. This ain't the same. CeeDee didn't go behind closed doors talking to Jerry Jones. This ain't the same. Micah basically told us in his own letter. I'm using his own letter against him. Micah basically told us in his own letter that Jerry and Steven communicated to this dude, Adam, the parameters of the contract that they discussed with Micah Parsons. And it is blatantly obvious for folk who were terrible at English literature. It is blatantly obvious that when his agent called Adam, the expectation was the agreement that was in place, nothing else. When David Mulugeta begins to talk different language, he's like, what you talking about? What are you talking about? Because Jerry and Steven said the deal is done. If you just read the man's letter, he indicted himself. But nobody wants to hold him accountable for it. Guess I'll be your huckleberry today.
Being there for him.
For Mike, man, Mike knows I love him, and being in this situation, obviously playing this media game with Jerry is not the best. It's not.
Listen to that statement. Why do you think he prefaced it with, Mike know I love him? Why do you think he prefaced it with that? Hey, bro, I love you. But I got to say what's right. Don't indulge. He goes even further.
Fun is not recommended. But as for Micah, he knows what he brings to this table, honestly, for this team, for himself, and he should get what he deserves. And
I'm questioning whether he knows what he brings to the team, because it seemed like to me he believes that he's the sole reason that they're going to win. To say that you wanted to make the Cowboys America's team again, bro, you're benefiting from it being America's team. We watched Shamar Stewart. We've watched Trey Hendrickson. We've watched multiple other players be in the dumbest contract disputes. We've watched T. Higgins. We've watched guys just, even Myles Garrett. Do we not realize nobody stopped everything they were doing? Retired players, former players, nobody stopped what they were doing to write about Myles Garrett's contract. Some of the statements the owner, because they made some crazy statements too. Cincinnati's owner has made some crazy statements about Trey Hendrickson. He's very hard to deal with. Where did somebody stop all the press? When did everybody stop their television shows? Every show they had and said, wow, we got to write about Trey Hendrickson and the Cincinnati Bengals. Nobody cared. Everybody talking about Micah Parsons, 52 sacks in 4 years. Trey Hendrickson, hold my drink, 35 sacks in 2 years. This man has more than half of the sacks that Micah Parsons has in 2 seasons. No one cares. He's not a Dallas Cowboy. Nobody cares. If Micah Parsons wasn't a Cowboy, nobody would care. This is a part of the game. It's a part of negotiation. It's a negotiation for a reason. But there is no reason you should ever say that you don't want to play for that team anymore. because you should say, I want to play for this team. You're crying like a little kid because you can't get it when you want to. Bro, it's a negotiation. You don't get the deal when you want to, unless you give in to whatever is being offered. It's childish.
I'm not indulging in any of the craziness that they got going, but I do.
Say it for the people in the back, CD Lamb. The craziness they have going on. It's craziness. This is pure ridiculous to me. It is. I don't know how else to slice it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Poobie D. Poobie D. You're missing the point, though. Let me key you in on how I know what you're saying. And I'm not coming at you. But let me show you how I know that it was numbers that were talked about. The reason why, Poobie D, I know it was numbers. Because when he said his agent called Adam, Adam said the deal is already done. Poobie D, how is the deal already done and there's no numbers? How do you even hold somebody accountable, Poobie D, without details, without numbers, and without years? If we didn't talk numbers and years, Poobie D, there's nothing to hold you accountable for. How do I hold you accountable for no numbers? If you read this man's letter, and I think one of the problems is we're not reading it without it being Micah Parsons. Because of my background and how I study things, you have to be able to study things without bias. And when I'm reading the letter, he's indicting himself for anybody who can see these details. No, Poobie D, the numbers are there. Because if the numbers aren't there, how is the deal done? What numbers do Adam have written down? To where when David Mulugeta starts talking to him, that Adam says, no, the deal is done. If there are no numbers, then there is nothing that Jerry can hold Mike accountable for. Why would he be mad? Again, it's like telling your ex, I'm going to meet you on Friday night. How would they hold you accountable if you didn't tell them you were going to meet them on Friday night? That letter is indicting. No matter how you slice it, that letter is indicting. He's saying it all. He's saying it all, Poobie D. So I'm going to push back on you again. You know you're my man, you got my back. But let me push back on you again. So Michael says there's no difference between 30 and 40 million. He never said, depending upon who else gets paid in front of me. He said it depends on how aggressive we're trying to be. And if you ask me, the Cowboys have downright been aggressive, especially for the Dallas Cowboys. They have been aggressive. He never said, depending upon what other edge rusher gets signed. He said, depending upon who we're trying to sign. His own words are indicting him. So you telling me, Poobie D, that if you heard someone say that and then they go back on their word, how you looking at them? How you looking at them? And the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, who taking Michael's word? And if you are, give me the reason why you are. Give me the reason. Give me the objective reason, not the subjective reason. The subjective reason is the reason why everybody is taking his word over Jerry Jones is because they like Micah Parsons more than Jerry Jones. But if I'm looking at the objective reason, if I don't believe Jerry Jones, why in the world am I going to believe Micah Parsons? I'm not privy to the conversation. Watch this. You want to know why Micah Parsons continues to do dumb stuff, Poobie D? Because you know what somebody smart would tell you to do? Don't you write that dumb letter. And if you write a letter, you run it through me first. Because if I would have been his agent, if I would have been his lawyer, I'd have read that letter and I said, take this out, this out, this out, this out, this out. And the one thing I'd have told him, no details. No, this is a bad statement. When you say you don't want to be held to closed door negotiations, do you not understand? This is not the court of public opinion. Because in a court of law, the lawyer would come back on cross and rip you to shreds and point out to the jury. Did y'all see where he said he don't want to be held to closed door negotiations that he was a part of? I would tear him apart in a court of law. I would tear him apart than anybody else. Everything he said in that letter indicts him. He should have left the letter. He should have left the letter alone. Let Jerry continue to be the bad guy. But don't try and come up in here. And this is why I can't appreciate some of our fan base. Don't come up in here trying to divide the team away from the owners. Because they're a part of the team too. They're a part of the team. And I'm going to tell you something that Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and these other guys won't tell you. They love Jerry Jones too. You think they don't like playing for Jerry Jones? Man, y'all missing this whole game. Y'all missing this whole game. Cam Newton said if he could come back and do it all over again, there's only one team he want to play for, the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys is the team he want to play for. Y'all missing this game. Y'all missing this game. I'm not missing it. Jerry Jones loves Micah Parsons. Loves him. Big Rombowski said Jerry's been avoiding and not returning Mulugeto's calls. At least that's what I've read from a few Cowboys beat writers. Well, Micah Parsons told you the same thing. But see, the Big Rombowski. Some people get mad because Jerry not returning the calls, not me. I know why he's not returning the calls. I know why he's not returning them. Yep. He's ticked off. Tony Luzzatto, appreciate the super chats. He ticked off. I'm just telling you straight up. The man is ticked off. Straight up. Darren Posey. He said some of the people were telling Michael to get off the podcast and focus on his craft. So I get both sides. Yeah. Now, Darren Posey. See, I can get with both sides objectively. But where I'm very perturbed at Micah Parsons. You're supposed to be a leader. You've been saying you want to be a leader. All these things you've been proclaiming. This ain't what leaders do. This ain't what leaders do when we all know you gonna get paid. There is not a person that don't know this dude ain't finna get paid. But because in a negotiation, you can't get paid when you want to. This man said patience is a virtue. I can go back and play the tape for you. He just said the other day, patience is a virtue. Now he's showing no patience. Man, when you do stuff out of anger, you will do the dumbest stuff. Tony Luzzatto, he said, man, Dak is a class act, amazing leadership. Thank you, G, for your content. I appreciate you, Tony Lozado. This ain't leadership. Why you gonna say you don't want to play for the Cowboys no more? Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones are not the Cowboys only. There's going to be a 53-man roster, bro, that you're supposed to be a part of. And you're supposed to lead half of those guys in the battle. This ain't no, man, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'd be looking different right now. I would. Dominique Pittman says, Michael, your agent works for you. You messed by y'all not picking up the phone. Brandon Mahoney said, if I want money, I'm calling the person with the money. I'm advocating for myself. Shoo. And I can tell you this, Brandon Mahoney, at the very least. Okay, you work for me. No, get the deal done now. No. I talked to Jerry. This is the deal I want. I said there's no difference between 30 and 40 million. I'm going to stand on my word. I'm going to stand on business. You go get that deal done. I don't care if Max Crosby got signed. I don't care if Myles Garrett got extended. I don't care if TJ Watt got extended. I said there's no difference between 30 and 40 million. I said there's no difference. Go get this deal done. I'll tell you this too, Brandon Mahoney. Let me tell you what's crazy. You know the part I don't get? I would only be focused. If I was an NFL player, I would only be focused on the guaranteed money. It's the only thing I'd be focused on. I wouldn't care about all the inflated numbers and oh, it's a $200 million deal when it's actually only a $120 million deal. I don't want to hear none of that. I'm going to do my deal simple. Tell you what. I don't need $42 million guaranteed. Tell you what I'll take. You give me $31 million guaranteed over 4 years. Come hell or high water. That's $124 million guaranteed. I don't need all that other stuff. I don't need it. I'm focused on the guaranteed money. I don't want that number that says highest paid non-quarterback $200 million with 125, 131, whatever it's supposed to be, 131 million. Bro, that's the actual deal. That is actually the actual deal, the guaranteed money. Anything on the front of that is not the real money because you're probably not going to see it anyway. All I'm concerned about is the guaranteed money. I don't care about the rest. I don't care about the rest. TJ Watt did his previous contract like this. That's what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing. DB Swagger said, no, Giamatti Lawyer works for me, but he handles the contract even though I handle negotiations. DB Swagger, that is not how this works. DB Swagger, you ever notice when these guys go to court, you don't find it strange that they be fighting with their lawyers talking about they want to take the stand? And 99% of the times, DB Swagger, guess what happens? They don't take the stand. Let me tell you something, DB Swagger, about a very good defense lawyer. DB Swagger, a good defense lawyer can make an innocent man look guilty. He can make an innocent man look guilty. I learned something taking a debate class, and one of my instructors told me, DB Swagger, when it comes to debating, when it comes to courts of laws and contracts, all this old stuff, do we not realize at the end of the day, you'd be surprised at how many times in a debate, the person is telling the truth. They don't actually win the debate. A debate is actually not based on the facts. A debate is based on how you present your presentation. You could be telling every truth in the book. And I can come against you because of the way, the things that I bring, the evidence I bring, the way I bring that evidence. Man, you can be right every which way from Sunday, and I'm tearing you up. Not everybody can do this, man. Not everybody can negotiate. Not everybody can speak on their own behalf. And that's why the smart people, DB Swagger, you know what the smart people do? The smart people hire smarter people than them to be around them. That's what the smart people do. The smart people say, no, I'm not going to do the talking. I'm going to let the people I hire do the talking. Because that's what I hired them for. They know the words to use. They know how to put things, write things. They know how to contextually break things down. They know how to look at stuff that I've written and say, don't do that because you're indicting yourself. I'm telling you, DB Swagger, I'd have read that thing that Micah Parsons would have wrote, and I'd have tore that thing up piece from piece. I'd have first dissected in front of him and told him, this is why you don't write this. This is why you don't say this. This makes you look like this, and this makes you look. I'd have destroyed that whole thing. And then, okay, if you want to write a letter, let me help you write the letter. Because this is what I do. This is the kind of stuff I know how to do. DB Swagger, you don't hire somebody to not do their job. If you can negotiate your contract, then do what Lamar Jackson did. Let your mama do it. That's what I'm doing. Let your mama do it. Let your mama be the buffer. You just tell your mama, hey, this, mama, this is what I want, blah, blah, blah. This is what I'm not doing, blah, blah, blah. Let your mama do it. Because you basically saying you don't need nobody. You wasting your money if you're going to negotiate your own deals. You don't even handle your own negotiations. If you listen to Todd France, DB Swagger, if you listen to Todd France and Dak Prescott of how he got his deal done, Todd France is the one who told Dak Prescott what to do. Dak Prescott didn't tell Todd France what to do. What Todd France did is told Dak Prescott why he was doing what he was doing. And that's why Dak Prescott got the deal that he got. Dak didn't negotiate that deal. And anybody who gets paid, they don't negotiate those deals. No, their agents negotiate those deals. Period in the story. The Rumbowski, he said, this is immaturity from Michael versus now stubborn old man Jerry going head to head. Yep, I've got no money invested, so I'm just enjoying the drama. And for me, that's where I am. But people want to discuss it. I'm discussing. And then when the Cowboys get back to training camp this week, we won't be talking about this no more. Poobie D, I'm not agreeing. You know I love you, but I ain't agreeing. Now, he said something about money. I promise you he did. Because what would make you think Jerry gonna talk to him and not talk about money? Nah, Jerry talked about money. If Jerry didn't talk about money, Jerry wouldn't be tripping like he is. No, Jerry talked about money. They talked about everything. I guarantee you they talked about everything. This man shouldn't have did not one thing. He shouldn't have did one thing without his agent. Brandon Mahoney, we can agree, Micah's a great player. But this is what I want him to do. Jamal Ism, hold on a second, let me see. All right, let me go back, Jamal Ism. Maybe you sent one early. Let me see. When I went out the first time, hold on. Oh, yeah, I did read this one right here. I did. Hey, Jamal. Hey, I read this one, Jamal. Oh, you talking about the one? Have they won a playoff game because of Micah? No, I read that one. Yes, sir. If that's the one you talking about, I read that. All right, let me get down to the end here. Enough of this Micah Parson stuff. So let me get down to the nitty gritty. And how Micah Parsons, everybody is mad that Jerry's playing the game. Micah's playing the game too. Stop letting Micah Parsons fool y'all. Micah Parsons is playing the game too. Micah Parsons doesn't say what he say unless he knows he can say it. Because if he says what he says to somebody who is a real one, shoot. If he said what he said to a real one, he out of here. I promise you he's out of here. But I'm going to keep it this simple. Micah Parsons just really needs to focus on playing the game. And all of this stuff with the contract, do this stuff out of the court of public opinion. That's what CeeDee Lamb suggested. Keep this stuff out of the court of public opinion. What good does it do to tell us what your agent is not doing or what Jerry is not doing versus what your agent is doing? It doesn't do anything because none of us can sign your contract. And contrary to what some of these egotistical content creators think, Jerry ain't listening to y'all. Jerry ain't listening to y'all. Jerry's going to do what Jerry's going to do. And Jerry's going to sign Micah Parsons. That's the end of the story. But again, Jerry needs Micah Parsons. Jerry has put together a team. And Shannon Sharp said something today that I absolutely love. You don't take players to the Super Bowl. You take teams to the Super Bowl. And people can be mad at Jerry all they want to. I don't care what you say. Jerry is not doing things the same. Excuse me. Jerry has assembled an absolutely fantastic coaching staff. Brian Schottenheimer has assembled it, but Jerry has signed off on it. And I'm sure Jerry had something to do with some of this. Jerry has helped put together a great team. I'm not talking about players. We've done that. He's putting together a team. Micah is a part of the plan for Jerry Jones. I don't care what anyone says. This is why, to me, this is much ado about nothing. My whole point today was just to tell people and prove to people, stop acting like Jerry is the only one participating in this foolishness. Jerry Jones is 75% guilty on this nonsense. The moment this dude said he didn't have to be the highest paid, Jerry should have broke his neck last offseason and got this guy done. Should have broke his neck and got him done. I'd have got him done before Oso Digizua. I would have got Micah Parsons done. Micah Parsons right now would probably be sitting around $33, $34 million if it was me. I would have got Micah Parsons done. That's the part where I'm perturbed at Jerry Jones. Because this is how people do. I've learned people over time. You can do 1,000 great things, and people will destroy you over the one thing that you didn't do that they wanted. And I don't even know this is a matter of Jerry doing what we wanted. It's just smart business to me that Jerry should have found a way to sign Micah Parsons early. And where I'm perturbed at Micah Parsons is the same reason I'm perturbed right now. Control yourself, young brother. You're about to be a multimillionaire. Stop placating to these people who ain't, man, I'm not even saying this in the wrong way. Man, stop placating to people who don't even understand the kind of money you about to make. They don't understand the kind of rooms you about to be in. They don't understand half the stuff you about to achieve in your life, bro. Stop listening to these people. Stop letting these people hype you up and fire you up, going against the very people that you saying, you can tell me you don't want to be with the Cowboys all you want to, Micah Parsons, but you do want to be with the Cowboys because you are not going to be the same in social media without the Cowboys. You're not the same. I don't care what you're doing if you leave the Cowboys, and there's a whole bunch of people in the media, they ain't going to care what you did either. And I got news for you. Even if you're successful outside the Cowboys, you know what they're going to do? They're going to refer right back to the Cowboys and use it as a reason to put the Cowboys in their mouth and say, had the Cowboys kept Micah Parsons, look at what he's doing now. Bro, stop this. CeeDee Lamb told you right. Stop indulging. And CeeDee said it. I'm not going to get involved in the craziness they're both doing. Come on, man. You're supposed to be a leader. You want to be a leader, start acting like one, man. This is childish. This is not leadership stuff to me. And for these people who be saying, I'm glad. I know what kind of leader you are too. I know what kind of leader you are too. I've said this before. I don't want ride or die people with me. I want ride and live people with me. I want people who tell me something ain't right. Don't do this. There's a better way of doing this. Let's take the high road. When somebody to go low, don't go to hell. Because when you go to hell, there's no coming back sometimes. Because if Jerry Jones didn't have thick skin, if Jerry Jones didn't like Micah Parsons, if Jerry Jones didn't like playing this game, you tell me you don't want to be here no more. You tell me you wanted to make this America's team again. You tell me all those things. You out of here for me. I promise you. I don't care who that make, man. You out of here. You are out of here for me, bro. The one thing you not going to do, you not going to try to communicate to me that you're the team. Because you're not the team. Because we ain't won nothing with you. That's the gospel right there. That's the gospel of the Dallas Cowboys, not the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's the gospel of the Dallas Cowboys. What have we won on account of Micah Parsons? Somebody tell me, because we haven't. So let me give us the rest of this truth. Do y'all realize Micah Parsons has no leverage? Micah Parsons has no leverage. It is laughable to the Cowboys front office that this man asked for a trade. You don't even have a no trade clause. And if I'm the Cowboys, you better not mess up and give him a no trade clause like you gave Dak Prescott. You mess around and give this dude a no trade clause, I'm telling you now, you will have hell to pay with the things that this dude will do in the media. I'm not giving this dude a no trade clause. But I can tell you this, he don't have one right now. And I'm not giving it to him. And it is laughable for Micah Parsons to ask for a trade. Because the other part that people don't understand, and I'm laughing people talking about this is emergency, it's critical. What are y'all talking about? How is it critical? He has no control over where he goes. He has no control over whether the Cowboys pay him. He's actually in a situation to where he can't even sit out because if he do, he destroys himself. The money Micah Parsons, if he walked out of camp right now, $50,000 a day. 50. If he doesn't play this season, game check after game check after game check. If he holds out and don't play the whole season, he can't go nowhere else. What are he going to do? He cannot go anywhere else. This is nothing but drama. Is much ado about nothing. How do you tell somebody what Micah said and you have no control? Does anybody not realize this but me? The only thing he just did and again, I don't understand it. It's not leadership. You write a letter to get an entire fan base incensed. Just flame a whole fan base. And in the same letter say, I don't want to play no more for the Cowboys. The Cowboys are not just Jerry Jones. The Cowboys are not just the front office. The Cowboys are everybody that works in the organization, and especially the people on the team that's going to be on the field. I'm not saying that type of stuff. I'm not doing it. Not only that, what if the Cowboys were to trade Micah Parsons? What if they were to trade him? He can't tell them where to trade him. If I'm the Cowboys and he starts talking about a trade, one, I'm not trading you to the NFC. I'm not trading you to the Eagles. I'm not even trading you to Dan Quinn. Nope, not trading you to the Commanders. I'm not trading you to the Giants. As a matter of fact, if I trade you, I'm not even trading you to a competitor. I'm not trading you to a competitor. I'm going to trade you to where it benefits the team. I'm going to trade you to the sorriest team in the league because I'm guaranteed to get the highest draft picks in the draft when I trade you. Why would I trade you to the Buffalo Bills when I know the Buffalo Bills will probably be one of the top 6 teams in the league, which means that I'm going to be drafting somewhere around 26, and everybody knows that once you get past 20, that's not even the first round. Nah, bro, I'm not trading you to a great team. I'm not trading you to a competitor. No, I'm going to trade you to Siberia. Who's the sorriest team, and there's no outlook of them getting better in the next 3 to 4 years. That's who I'm trading you to. He has no leverage. The Cowboys could franchise him 2 times. Play out this year and still franchise him 2 times. This had to be one of the craziest. It's like a kid with an outburst. Something ain't going the way that they want to, so they got to fall on the floor in the supermarket and just throw a tantrum. Bro, a kid that throws a tantrum in the supermarket ain't got no money, can't buy nothing. The Joneses can do whatever they want to do with Micah Parsons, and there ain't nothing he could do about it. I'd be careful saying stuff like this because be careful what you ask for. And I'm going to tell you, I don't care how bad, though. I might would have wrote a letter, but I'll tell you this, I ain't putting that in the letter. I ain't putting that nonsense in the letter. I'm not telling you, hey, man, I don't want to play for this team no more. I ain't putting that stuff in there. It's dumb stuff. It is. And I'm telling you up front, if I'm the Joneses right now, he might have opened up a can of worms. Man, I'm telling you, sometimes you got to learn how to shut up. You got to learn how to shut up. Let me read this super chat. And I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about what I'm about to tell you. USMC, appreciate that super chat. Shoot, USMC. I'm telling you, you better be glad it ain't you or me. Bottom line, USMC said, after the day, I'm cutting ties and getting what I can and saying, don't let those Longhorns hit your butt on the way out. Man, let me tell you something. You better be careful what you ask for in situations. You mess around, and I'm going to tell y'all something. This is something that you teach in counseling. Whenever you counsel a married couple, the one thing you always tell them, and I always tell them, don't you dare give each other no ultimatums. You mess around and give somebody an ultimatum, you do not understand the problems you create. Sometimes you give a person an ultimatum thinking they don't have any options. And that's exactly what they have as options. You think you're the only option. You think you're the only way. You think you this. Man, they'll show you better than they can tell you. You'll have your butt crying and single. Micah Parsons just created a situation. While there may have been some people who have said or maybe just called into the Cowboys just kind of like, hey, we just want to kick the tires and see, if you'd be interested in trading Micah Parsons. But when you say on social media and you cause this firestorm, you cause this frenzy, and I'm still laughing at content creators talking about it's a state of emergency. It's not a state of emergency. This man can't go nowhere. But you might have created a state of urgency. Because there may now be 31 other teams saying, just for the sake of argument, let's put a trade sheet together for the Cowboys. Let's put together an offer sheet. Just for the sake of argument. You ever done something like that before? Well, you know what? I know the person isn't going to go for this. But This right here has happened. Had a guy telling me at church last week. He was able to get a 300Z. Convertible 300Z. There was a guy that was selling it, I'm thinking, for somewhere around $20,000. Convertible, this thing is nice. Well, the guy's wife was overseas. And he wanted to go where she was. He was asking for 20. The guy told me, he said, hey, man, I had nothing to lose. I had $11,000. I got it out of the bank, cash. I didn't make the offer. I got it out of the bank, cash. I went to his house and I told him, I know you want 20. I got 11,000 cash right here. That dude looked at that car, looked at that cash, looked at that car, looked at that cash. I want 20. But you just made me an offer I can't refuse. You got $11,000 cash right now. Signed that title and drove that car off. You mess around and create a state of urgency. Man, some team mess around and send the Cowboys, hey, man, we'll give you 5 first-round draft picks. Do what? Yeah, we give you 5 first-round draft picks. We'll give you 3 threes and 3 twos. We'll give you 4 first-round draft picks. Man, you got to be careful sometimes flapping your gums. You mess around and create a state of urgency, not emergency, a state of urgency. Man, let me tell you something. Somebody roll up on Jerry and Stephen Jones talking about 5. Hey, we'll give you 4 first-round draft picks, this defensive tackle, this cornerback, this. I'm telling you, people better stop acting like they're irreplaceable. Let me show you what wound up happening. When the Dallas Cowboys went to go trade Herschel Walker, this is what wound up coming down the pipe when they asked about Herschel Walker. So the Cowboys sent Herschel, 3rd round pick in 90, San Diego's 5th round pick in 90, Dallas 10th pick in 90, Dallas 3rd round pick in 91, and they gave Darren Nelson to the Chargers. Look at what the Cowboys got in return. Solomon, Howard, Isaac Holt, Alex Stewart, Minnesota's 1st round, 2nd round, 6th round, 1st round. 3 first, a 1st rounder, 2nd rounder, 6th rounder in 1990. 1st rounder, 2nd rounder in 92. 1st rounder, 2nd rounder, 3rd rounder in, 1st rounder, 2nd rounder in 91. 1st, 2nd, and the 3rd in 92. You keep playing. Y'all can tell me anything y'all want to. If a team was to come offering anything close to this, see you later. See you later. You mess around, start saying the wrong stuff, man. You never know what somebody could no, you never know the offer sheet somebody could send the Cowboys. What if somebody sent the Cowboys something similar to this? What y'all doing? This ain't about Micah Parsons, and this is the part that people too got to really get in their mind. This isn't about the Micah Parsons. Shannon Sharp said you don't take players to the Super Bowl. You take a team to the Super Bowl. And if a team going to come up here and they going to tell you, we're going to give you 2, 3, 4 players. And we want, we're going to give you these players. We want a 1st, 2nd. We're going to give you a 1st, a 2nd, a 6th, a 1st, a 2nd, a 1st, a 2nd, a 3rd. Within 3 years, let me tell you something. I'm not telling anybody I want to trade Micah Parsons, but I'm telling you this. I want to know the team who willing to throw and mortgage their whole franchise on Micah Parsons. I want to know who that team is. I'm fielding every phone call. I'm going to field every phone call. Because everybody know you ain't gonna just be able to go and ask Jerry, hey, I tell you what, I'll give you this player and a pick. No, they already know. You don't replace Micah Parsons. How many times have I said it? You don't replace Micah Parsons with one player. You replace him with multiple players. Shoot, I don't know. Maybe y'all different than me. Shoot, I wish the Jets would. I wish the Jets or somebody would come along talking about they're going to give away their top defensive tackle, their top cornerback. They're going to give away maybe even a top running back. Plus, they're going to give us next year's first. Man, I don't care if it's the first, the fourth, and the seventh. You're going to give me a first, a fourth, and a seventh next year. You're going to give me your number one the year after that, your number three. Man, I don't even need your number two. You're going to give me your number three, and then you're going to turn around in the third year. You're going to give me another number one, and you're going to give me another number three or another number four. Hey, man, I'm just telling us, you got to be careful what you're saying out here. You never know the offer sheet. You never know the offer sheet that somebody could send the Cowboys. Dallas Mavericks fans were crying, talking about Nico need to go. Luka Doncic goes to the Lakers, don't do nothing. Now, he looking good now. He done lost weight. He ain't got that dad body no more. So we gonna see. But then they turned around. Anthony Davis, when healthy, is one of the best players in the league. Then they turn around and got Flag. I think his name is Flag. People may be calling Nico a genius in the next year or two. Luka is a player. And sometimes you have to be careful turning your whole franchise into a player rather than your franchise trying to build a team. Telling you. Man, if I'm Micah Parsons, I wouldn't be engaging in this kind of talk. It's dumb to me. And I wouldn't be engaging in a conversation trying to make Jerry Jones do something. Because out of you trying to do this, you never know who's going to offer the Cowboys something. You never know. You never know the offer sheet that might come down tonight, may come down tomorrow. You never know the offer sheet that somebody could send the Cowboys and they just go, doggone it. Do you see what this team is offering? Niecy, say it again for the people in the back. My sister Niecy. My sister Niecy said, and Niecy, this is a cardinal rule in corporate. My biggest rule is never befriend the boss. They will always let you know who's the boss. Been there, done it. You keep on thinking the boss your friend. Shoot, when it comes to them contracts and stuff, ain't no way. Brandy Mahoney, the focus hasn't been on Mike as far as the media is concerned lately. We were doing good until today. We were doing good until today, and then everybody dropped everything they were doing. I was actually shocked at the amount of attention this got. I was shocked. I didn't think I didn't think the Cowboy Nation would act like that this is actually real. I don't care who told who what. It ain't real. Did he go to the Cowboys and say, I don't want to be a Cowboy no more? Real. Did he mean it? I don't believe it for a second. I don't believe it to be real for a second. And I don't think he even thought it was real when he wrote it. It's negotiation. That's all it is. And people say all is fair in love and war. Not me. I just think there's stuff that you don't say. There's stuff you don't say to me. Don't do it. Don't do it. And whenever you get in these arguments whenever you get in arguments with people, and Niecy, you're mentioning another dynamic. When you get into a disagreement with your boss, you get into a disagreement with a family member, you get into a disagreement with a spouse, don't make ultimatum statements. Don't make ultimatum statements. And when you say I don't want to be here no more, that's an ultimatum. When you request a trade, that's an ultimatum. Don't do stuff like that. Don't do it. Don't do it. This is dumb to me. Don't do it. Now, Poobie D, I agree with you. And this is why CeeDee Lamb said don't do it. Because Poobie D, you know what CeeDee Lamb understands? Jerry writes the check, not Micah Parsons. Jerry controls Micah Parsons' future. I know we don't like it, but that's real. That's real. Jerry controls Micah's future. I don't know who need to hear this. The court of public opinion, this is why. Don't let people gas you up in your life. If they can't write you a check, if they're not writing a check, if they're not employing you, if you're not going home to them, if you're not responsible to them, I'm telling you, don't you let people gas you up. People let people hype them up. Yeah, if I was you, I'd do this. Man, I don't need people like that around me. I'm sorry. I don't need people like that around me. Now, I need somebody around me saying, hey, man, you know what? I understand you mad, bro. But don't say stuff like that. This ain't just about you and Jerry. See, Micah ain't even getting this part. Poobie D, Micah has to understand. Jerry don't play on the team. He pay the team. Jerry comes in the locker room, but he's not of the locker room. Jerry comes on the field with his helicopter, walks around on the field. But those guys got to play on the field. Also, old Diggy Zua said, nothing Jerry says bothers this team. Micah needs to understand that what he says, though, holds weight on this team. And so he got to be very careful. Hey, Jesus Baroto, what up? He said, if Jerry Jones fired Jimmy Johnson, a two-time Super Bowl coach, what has Michael won? Easy to block and runs out of cash in the playoffs. Jerry, get rid of him. Hey, Sus. Man, I'm telling you. For everybody who's saying, yeah, man, you know, we going to win. What have we win? What have we really won with him? I'm sorry, he's not as important as Dak Prescott. And people are telling him this stuff and they're wrong. Micah Parsons is not as important as Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott gets the ball in his hands. Micah never gets the ball in his hands on a very rare occasion. People have been pumping this dude's head up too much. And I'm telling you, man, you got to be careful with this dumb stuff. Man, you mess around, and I'm telling you, somebody mess around and send the Cowboys an offer sheet, man, you better watch out. CD said, I saw this today. CD said, never fails, dog. Just pay the man what you owe him. No need for extracurricular. Now, new house regulators, we got to be careful with this stuff. When we say that a team owes a player, what are we saying? How do the Cowboys owe Micah Parsons when he's already under contract? If he had signed a $300 million contract and they were not paying him, then you owe him. How do you owe somebody in the grand scheme of things? You got to explain to me, how do you owe someone when you don't have anything on paper saying that you owe them? Not only do you not have anything on paper saying that you owe him, what do you owe him for? Somebody tell me the signature play of Micah Parsons. Tell me the play he made to get us in the playoffs. Tell me the play he made that helped us win a playoff game. Tell me the play that he made to get us to the Super Bowl. Now, you can tell me anything you want to about Dak Prescott. Man, I can go back and show you a couple of games on Dak Prescott where this dude absolutely balled out. And it wasn't his failure that made us lose. It was the failure of everything around him. When you say we owe someone, how do we owe them? I mean, really, how do we owe them? Are we saying we owe him for what he may do? Or do we owe him for what he's done? Because the honest to God truth is we don't know what the heck he's going to do in the future. We don't know what he's going to do. And a lot of people don't like the fact that Jerry said this. That's the point. When you pay a player and make him the highest paid player, you don't know what he's going to do because you don't even know if he's going to be on the field. So how do you owe him? I'm just telling us we got to be careful with this kind of language. Roger, appreciate that 99-cent super chat. Hope things going good in Florida. Chris DeWalt, what's going on? Feeling good. We'll be off this today. We'll be back to training camp. Nisi said, I agree, G. Same old Cowboys off season. I don't feed into the chatter. Nisi, it's off day, obviously, so we can deal with it today, but we moving on. We moving on. I hope everybody else move on too. Micah Parsons is getting signed. Period. End of story. But I'm not calling this the same thing as Dak and CD because Dak and CD were not trying to make closed doors deals. They were not. Slap said, Michael lit a fire and mad at how hot the fire is. You know, and still Slap. And the thing is, what is so disappointing, and even as it applies to this entire situation, we can't discount what Jerry and Steven have done. This Micah Parsons thing, and Michael is a part of this. This is the blemish to me. This is the blemish that blemishes what I would dare call a perfect start to the 2025 season. Perfect start. Perfect start. Tired of it. These guys have been great. Jerry and Steven have been great. I don't care what anybody says. They've been absolutely great. And there have been a lot of people out here. They've been looking for every reason to say that these guys haven't done a great job. They have looked for every reason. Man, I've been driving this bus from the beginning. When they hired Brian Schottenheimer, the moment I saw the coaches, I said, I'm in. I'm in. The players the Cowboys have brought in, I've been saying from the get-go, I'm in, I'm in, I'm in. Rather than people looking and saying, no, the Cowboys have actually been doing a lot of great things. We're looking at this talking about acting like these boys hadn't done anything. I'm sorry, I'm not going against the Jones boys on this. I'm just going straight, I'm going to just say it like it is. It is dumb that they did not get this dude done early. It's dumb they didn't get him done early. Frank Martinez, I appreciate your comments. I can't agree with it. No, they have not been bad this season. They have added a ton of depth on this team. They did great in the draft. They had a great coaching staff. Pinch yourself. Pinch yourself right now. Do you realize we have George Pickens on this team? Let that sink in. We have George Pickens on this team. And he's going to make this team better. Jerry did that. Jerry did that. Quentin Scott, I saw it. Cowboys brought in Lyle Collins. Now, I'm going to tell you something about Lyle Collins. I saw some people yesterday talk about Lyle Collins ain't no good. Man, let me tell you something. Boy, I saw some workout videos of Lyle Collins. Just saying, this dude's in shape. Just saying, this dude, Lyle Collins, man, this dude ain't just been sitting around. This dude was preparing for this moment. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Lyle Collins, man, Hey, I'm here for it. If he can add to the team, and this is where I am, man. If he can add to the team, I'm here for it. Hold on, Wilson Santiago. He said just reported. Jerry is pissed because him and Parsons made the deal already, and now the agent asked for more. When he got involved, Jerry won't talk anymore. Wilson Santiago. Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons has admitted as much in that letter. He's admitted it. We can say anything we want to say, but he's admitted as much in that letter. He has. And this is why they're furious. I don't think this is going to lead to Micah not being here. Roy Ayers, 276. He said, pull up Micah's playoff stats. I'll wait. Yeah. It is what I'm sorry. It is what it is. David J. Michael disappears in the playoffs. You can't deny it. Even Stephen A., as much as he's advocating for Micah Parsons, go back and play some of the old tapes on him. Go back and play him. He was saying the same thing. Disappears down the stretch. Nowhere in the playoffs. Nowhere. Jesus said, I'm glad Jerry didn't sign him early. String him along so these demonic people expose themselves. Boy, you got me rolling, man. Roy Ayers can't stop the run. And I believe he can stop the run. I just don't think he can stop it from the defensive end position because he's undersized. Lost in Translation said, this is giving shades of Herschel Walker. Hey, Lost in Translation, I just showed what the haul was. Poobie D, I said this earlier. Poobie D, I said this earlier. Micah is saying this because Micah knows Jerry loves Micah. Y'all can tell me anything y'all want about Jerry. He do some stupid stuff. This man loves hard. He loves Micah Parsons. I think Jerry sees some of himself in Micah Parsons. He loves Micah Parsons. I'm telling you he does. If it was up to Steven, I bet y'all right now Stephen Jones waiting by the phone. Offer sheets. I bet you Stephen Jones right now offer sheets. Big Rabowski. Stephen Jones would react by calling him Michael Parsons. Boy, that dude act like he don't know nobody's name. Roy Ayers. I just showed it on the screen. That doggone Herschel Walker trade was crazy. And I'm telling you, I'm perturbed on this because, again, I just think Micah is saying some stuff he shouldn't be saying. To say you don't want to play for the Cowboys no more, but that's cold-blooded right there, bro. I can see you saying you don't like whatever. We do this every year. I don't like it. Okay, I got you. But when you start saying you don't want to play for the team no more, that's cold-blooded. Newhouse Regulators, he says, how haven't Michael earned a contract? So Jake Ferguson has, though. Now, where I am on this, Newhouse, like I'm saying, I'm just saying we got to be careful when we say we owe a player. We owe a player. We didn't owe Jake Ferguson to get signed. We didn't owe Jake Ferguson to get signed, Newhouse Regulator. Let me push back on you, though. But Jake Ferguson isn't trying to be the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Dude in top 7 of highest paid tight ends. Cowboys went to Jake Ferguson and said, Jake, do you want the deal? Jake said, yeah. That's simple, Newhouse. Jake said, yeah. There's a difference. Jake said, yeah. Jake proved. Jake proved I don't have to be the highest paid player. I'm not even trying to be in the top 5 paid tight ends. Hey, bro, you come and be with top 7 money, I'm in. Jake took the deal, Newhouse fam. Jake took the deal. Jake didn't feel like, and I don't think just based on what he took, Jake didn't feel like the Cowboys owed him. Jake understands. Jake Ferguson said, no, it's a privilege to play this game. It's a privilege. I'll take it. Roy Ayers said Jerry's won more Super Bowls than half the league. Boy, I'm laughing. Oh, I'm laughing. Quinn Scott said, I think Michael talk about contract is up to the agent and owner. What people lying about he asking for a trade. Quinn Scott, now, this letter was posted on his own thing. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I believe he wrote it. I don't believe he meant it. I don't. DB Swag, I've been saying this from the beginning. They're both wrong. DB Swagger, we don't have to drag Jerry. Jerry ain't denying being stupid. I mean, Jerry ain't denying this. DB Swagger, I keep saying Jerry is 75% at fault. But what Jerry is not doing, tell me the last time Jerry said, we don't want Micah here. Tell me the last time Jerry said Michael's not a great player. Tell me the last time that Jerry tried to take a slight at Michael by saying, you know, that guy or that player. No, he loves Micah Parsons. This is different than Dak and CD. This man thought he had a deal. That's bottom line. Thought he had a deal. Yep, Slap, you're right. Myles Garrett said the same stuff about the Browns. These guys are millionaires playing billionaires games. Yep. And I'm telling you, Slap, Jerry has thick skin. And I give Jerry credit for that. He's got thick skin. He knows that Micah's talking out of frustration. But I am saying this. Man, Micah need to be quiet. Booby D said Jerry's why the business and the football team messes up. Well, Poobie D, also Diggy Zoo will push back on you. Zach Martin push back on you. Dak Prescott will push back on you. They'll say what Jerry does and says has no bearing on the team. And I was making that same argument. But, hey, I had to kind of step back because they're telling me it's not true. Gwen Bowden, I love what you just said. Michael is standing on dummies, period. Woo! Win! That's all I can say to that. I'm telling us. But again, this is much ado about nothing. We're gonna be back. Woo, Darren Posey. Say it again. Always think before you hit send. Yes, sir. Always think before you hit send. Brandon Mahoney. This is why I'm saying that Jerry don't like Micah Parsons. Jerry loves Micah Parsons. Because Brandy, I guarantee you Steven will see what he could get. I guarantee you Steven will see what he could get. He would. He would. He would see what he could get. Yeah, Brown B, what's going on? Jerry don't want to talk to his agent. Jerry ticked. Yep, Jerry ticked. Because Jerry's saying, no, we had a deal. I ain't talking to your agent. But again, this is much ado about nothing. We're going to be back to football tomorrow. We ain't going to be dealing with this dumb stuff. We're going to be back to football tomorrow. Hey, Michael ain't going nowhere. He can't go nowhere. He has no leverage to tell Jerry to trade him, not trade him, where he can go, nothing. Jerry basically owns Micah Parsons as far as a football player career go. He owns him for at least 3 years. There ain't nothing he can do. Lisa Worley, another great statement. Micah Parsons needs to sit down and wait. You're going to get paid more money than any non-quarterback in the league. Shut your mouth, Micah. I agree. And I'm laughing at the same people hating on the same Jerry Jones who going to do it and do it gladly. I'm telling y'all better get ready. When Stephen Jones becomes in charge, this stuff right here, shoo, ain't happening. Ain't happening. You tell Stephen Jones you don't want to play here no more? Shoo. You taking them offer sheets. And I bet you he fielding offer sheets right now. And this is why I say, man, I just don't think you should talk like this, like Micah talked in this letter. Man, don't do this. The one thing you don't want to do, you think about what you tell your children. You do not put your business in the streets. The one thing you want to do, you want to fight in private, you want to love in public. If you got to fight in private. Fight in private. You and your agent can fight Jerry better than anybody in private. You fight in private. And when you fight in private, real G's move in silence like lasagna. When you don't put it in the court of public opinion, and you go to Stephen Jones silently and you say, hey, man, this is the deal. I don't like this stuff. I don't like how y'all doing this. I don't like it. But you know what? We're going to roll with it. Tell you this, though. We're going to roll with it. And first opportunity we get, we out of here. And if you want to franchise me 2 times, you're going to pay out the nose. I'm going to bet on me. If you're going to do that, then do it. Bet on you. But you do all this stuff in private, man. Don't do this stuff in public. Lost in Translation said America's team again. Lost in Translation. I'm telling you, that statement is wicked. Man, that's a wicked statement right there. Woo! That's a wicked statement. You wanted to make the Cowboys America. That's a wicked statement, man. Keith Williams said, GK telling it like it is. They don't want to hear the truth. All I'm doing is telling us the truth. I'm just doing it objectively. I actually love Micah Parson. I understand why he's not on the field. I've already said it. I understand why he's not on the field. I totally understand it. I want the Cowboys to go ahead and get him done. I said this weeks ago. I want the Cowboys to get Micah Parsons done because I know they're going to get him done. Man, get this thing done. Put this thing back inside the building. Don't be saying all this old stupid stuff in the court of public opinion. And let's go out here and win this thing. Let's go out here and win this thing, man. It's the best team. This is the best team the Cowboys have had in a long time. Robert Dudley said Michael undermined himself, and he don't want to take responsibility for it. And people are letting him off the hook for it. No, he undermined himself and his agent. You're right. Richard Batiste, what's going on? He said, very childish. He can go, and I want 4 first-round picks. 4 first-round picks. He started his own deal. Now he's trying to backtrack, but we still have agent 0 and number 41. You're right. He started his own deal. He did. Straight up, he did. The big Rombowski said once Michael's meeting with Jerry was done, he either needed to tell Mulugeta this is the deal, no more negotiating, or make it clear to Jerry and Steven, nothing is final until he talks to his agent. Facts. Facts, Rombowski. Facts. Ken Armstrong, the same thing I'm saying. He needs to stick to football. Just stick to football, bro. Let them guys you pay do what they do. They'll take care of it. TME, Parsons played himself and probably played himself out of being a leader for years to come. Hey, TME, I'm going to tell you, I'm looking at him sideways. I am. I'm just looking at him sideways. I can't deal with the fact he said he didn't want to play for the team no more. I can't deal with that stuff. Jerry got thick skin. He ain't going to trip, but I can't deal with that. Skull Unknown said, I know someone else who should Man, ain't nobody should be requesting no trades. Poobie D said if Dak can get 60, Micah can get 42 easy. I don't even know if that was necessarily going to be the problem. But I can tell you this, Dak can get 60, and Dak didn't say he didn't have to be, and Dak didn't say he didn't have to get 60 either. Ball Swanson. Oh, I get what he's saying. But you let your words be clear. Don't say stuff you have to explain. Nah, I get what you're saying, what he meant to win a championship again. But it's still a very selfish statement because the Cowboys are still America's team without a championship. Neezy, you saw that old studio? Man, that thing was, we done came a long way, Neezy. I'm telling us. We're going to keep going too. Cool Breeze. America's team, the Cowboys being America's team is not just about winning. When the Cowboys got that America's team moniker, they had just came off of winning a Super Bowl. It was a long drought before they won another Super Bowl when Jerry Jones came on board. The Cowboys were America's team even when they were not winning. They've been America's team. America's team. It has been proven. That title is not just associated with the Cowboys winning. We got to stop this. It's not true. Miss Matrix, yep, you've been here from the beginning. I appreciate you. I'm telling us. But again, the thing is, I can tell you this. Anybody who been here from the beginning, some of y'all may be new. This ain't new energy for me. I've been had this energy. I was upset when Michael made that interview with ESPN. I was furious. It was poor taste back then. It was poor leadership back then. Immaturity. Never should have done it. Never should have did it. Yep, lost in translation. You been here, man. Derek Posey said to me, Michael just stepped on Dak's leadership with that statement. Man, let me go up. Y'all back there where I was way back. Okay, I'm way back here. Okay. Let me get down to the bottom. I'm about to get out of here. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me tonight. But I'm telling us, man, I don't like this stuff. I don't like this stuff. If I'm Micah Parsons, the one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to draw attention to myself away from the team. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. It don't make sense. Davion Wallace said, I would have owner, an owner would be a trade partner for this Godfather deal by Micah Parsons. Sure, I'm telling you right now, man, you got to be careful what you're saying. Somebody mess around and send an offer sheet to the Joneses they can't refuse. Sure. That's the bright side. He said, I tell my kids all the time, patience is not given, it is learned. Like I had to do in my 33 years on this planet, I'm still learning. Yeah. Yes, sir. Curly Brockman, Philly want him bad. I tell you this. I wouldn't send him to Philly. But I bet you this. If Philly want if Philly want Micah Parsons, shoot, they paying dearly. They wouldn't even want to know what it's going to require for an NFC East team to get him. An NFC East team? Shoot, you finna mortgage the farm. You finna mortgage the farm if you're an NFC East team. I'm telling you, you ain't have it. Your next 4 drafts are done. I ain't even giving you 3. Your next 4 done. Corey Bonner, he said, hey, G, I understand people talking ratings, but this is truly embarrassing to the organization. So I'm truly all for a trade. Man, I agree, Corey. It's embarrassing. And this is why I say, man, Michael need to really be careful about the stuff he's saying. Bro, don't ever say you don't want to play for the team. Jerry and Steven are not the team. The team are your brothers on that field. Sexy Suze, what up? Good to see you in the house. She said Michael did it to get attention because it wasn't happening in the media like he wanted. Sexy Suze. You know what's crazy? everybody was so content talking football. Nobody was up in arms that Micah wasn't. You know, people were kind of like, you know, the Joneses need to pay him. You know, Micah wants to be here, blah, blah, blah. But the fan base, nobody was really up in arms. And then today, all of a sudden, he drops this. Dwayne Hart, another Herschel Walker deal. Parsons better watch it. Cowboys helping pack. Dwayne Hart, I'm just saying, you got to not say stuff like this. Because I'm telling you, man, you mess around and people send an offer sheet to the Cowboys. What if the offer sheets start pouring in? Jerry and Steven looking at the offer sheets and he's just like, okay, all right, this is just them wanting a player and somebody's wanting to draft. Okay, blah, blah, blah. And then you come across some offer sheet and you go, this looks like the Herschel Walker trade. Shoot, next thing you know, we can't refuse it. You get on the phone and next day, hey, you know what? Are you serious about this? Shoot, next thing you know, you got a trade out of this world. Brandy said Michael had to get the attention back on him. Yup. Quasi Blake, what up? I just said the same thing. He can't decide where he go. He can't. He can't decide where he go. Man, you got to be careful what you saying. He can't control where he goes. He has no power in this. None. No power in this. I would never say, I don't want to be here, man. Trade me. You better be careful what you ask for. Man, you mess around and get traded to Siberia. You think you're getting a trade to the team you want to. Shoot. Gary Kelly said, I don't know you personally, but I love your content, and I would love to be your friend personally. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I'm just saying, I'm just, Gary Kelly said, love your take and opinion on life. Gary, I'm telling you, I've lived life. I've been here and done this stuff. There are just certain things you just don't do. And I'm telling y'all, for everybody that's killing Jerry Jones, y'all better be thankful this man has thick skin and he loves Micah Parsons. Because I'm going to tell you right now, all it would take is for one person to say to Stephen Jones, hey, let's trade him. Look at this trade offer. Shoot. Stephen with it. I guarantee he'd be with it. Reality Cowboy, much love, G. Micah should have shut his doggone mouth. Dak told him to play the game. His arrogant butt thinks he's the smartest person out there. Dumb. He does. I agree. That's the one problem, too. He thinks he's the smartest person. Quasi Blake, they ain't hearing me. I said this earlier. If I'm trading Micah Parsons, I'm trading him to the worst team in the league. I trade him to the worst team in the league. Because I know I'm guaranteed to be I'm getting high draft picks. Not trading him to the Buffalo Bills knowing they're going to be in top 6. Not trading him to the Philadelphia Eagles so I got to see him twice a season. He mess around and take the quarterback out. Heck no. No. I'm trading him to a team I know I ain't going to see him no more. That's what I'm trading him to. I trade him to a team to where I ain't got to see him but maybe once every 2 to 3 years. Not doing it. Not doing it. Man, I appreciate y'all. All right. I gotta go take care of some stuff. Y'all set those notification bells, hit that like button. What I may do tonight, I'm gonna see if I can come back to Cowboys After Dark. It's Friday. Kevin Edwards, the Joneses have been putting in work, this for sure, and they're not done. I agree with you. Kevin Edwards, I'm telling you. I just wouldn't put this kind of stuff out there in the stratosphere. Appreciate you, Katharina Kiss. I would not be putting this stuff out in the stratosphere. You mess around and say you want to be traded, them off sheets start coming in. Cowboys get off sheet, they can't refuse. You out of here. Aaron Wesley, I agree with you. Micah needs to fire his agent. Same dude tried to negotiate for T. Higgins, and T let him walk because he didn't know how to negotiate. Yes, Aaron Wesley, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let that joker go. Let him go. Straight up. I agree. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go take care of something. Y'all set them notification bells. Hit that like button on the way out. Man, I might do Cowboys after dark tonight, and then we can talk some real football. We ain't talking Micah Parsons all day. Everybody want to talk about this today. I talked about it today. Y'all watch what I tell you. Football start back up. The deal gets done when it's done. Micah Parsons ain't going nowhere. We love Micah Parsons. Jerry Jones love Micah Parsons. He's out there frustrated. We understand. But don't do things out of anger. Man, you mess up and do the wrong things. People go low, you go to hell. You messing up, man. You mess around and sever a relationship, and it's all she wrote. Again, we all love Micah Parsons. Y'all stop thinking this don't mean we don't love Micah Parsons. We love Micah Parsons. He gonna be a part of this team. He ain't going nowhere, I believe. The man gonna get paid, and it's gonna be all over with at the end of the day. Micah Parsons is gonna be a Dallas Cowboy. Until the next time, let's talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Peace.